মূল শাখা উপশাখা যতেক প্রকার, অলৌকিক বৃক্ষ করে সর্বেন্দ্রিয় কর্ম, স্থাবর হইয়া ধরে জঙ্গমের ধর্ম। এ বৃক্ষেরই অঙ্গ হয় সব সচেতন, বাড়িয়া ব্যাপিল সবে সকল ভুবন। একলা মালাকার আমি কাহা কাহা যাব, একলা বা কত ফল পাড়িয়া বিলাব। একলা উঠাইয়া দিতে হয় পরিশ্রম, কেহ পায় কেহ না পায় রহে মনে ভ্রম। অতএব আমি আজ্ঞা দিলু সভা করে, যাহা তাহা প্রেম ফল দেহ যারে তারে। একলা মালাকার আমি কত ফল খাব, না দিয়া বা এই ফল আর কি করিব। আত্ম ইচ্ছামৃতে বৃক্ষ সিঞ্চ নিরন্তর, তাহাতে অসংখ্য ফল বৃক্ষের উপর। অতএব সব ফল দেহ যারে তারে, খাইয়া হউক লোক অজর অমরে। জগৎ ব্যাপী আমার হবে পুণ্য খ্যাতি, সুখী হইয়া লোক মর গাহিবে কীর্তি। ভারত ভূমিতে হইল মনুষ্য জন্ম যার, জন্ম সার্থক করি কর পরোপকার। एतावत् जन्म साफल्यं देहिनाम् इह देहेषु, प्राणैरर्थै धिया वाचा श्रेय आचरणं सदा। प्राणिनाम् उपकाराय यदेवेह परत्र च, कर्मणां मनसा वाचा तदेव मतिमान् भजेत्। মালি মনুষ্য আমার নাহি রাজ্য ধন, ফল ফুল দিয়া করি পুণ্য উপার্জন। মালি হইয়া বৃক্ষ হইলাম এই তো ইচ্ছাতে, সর্বপ্রাণীর উপকার হয় বৃক্ষ হইতে। অহো ঈশাং বরং জন্ম সর্বপ্রাণোপজীবিনাম, সুজনস্যৈব যেষাং ওই বিমুখা যান্তি নার্থিনা। এই আজ্ঞা কইল যদি চৈতন্য মালাকার, পরম আনন্দ পাইল বৃক্ষ পরিবর। যেই যাহা তাহা দান করে প্রেম ফল, ফলাস্বাদে মত্ত লোক হইল সকল। মহামাদক প্রেম ফল পেট ভরি খায়, মাতিল সকল লোক হাসে নাচে গায়। কেহ গড়াগড়ি যায় কেহ অহংকার, দেখি আনন্দিত হইয়া হাসে মালাকার। এই মালাকার খায় এই প্রেম ফল, নিরবধি মত্ত রহে বিবশ বিহ্বল। সর্বলোকে মত্ত কইলা আপন সমান, প্রেমে মত্ত লোক বিনা নাহি দেখিয়ান। যে যে পূর্বে নিন্দা কইল বলি মাতোয়াল, সেহ ফল খায় নাচে বলে ভালো ভালো। এই তো কহিল প্রেম ফল বিতরণ, এবে শোন ফলদাতা যে যে শাখা গান। সেরূপ রঘুনাথ পদে যারে আস, চৈতন্য চরিতামৃত কহে কৃষ্ণদাস। এতেই চৈতন্য চরিতামৃতে আদি লীলায় ভূতি কল্পতরু বর্ণনং নাম নবম পরিচ্ছেদ। নবম পরিচ্ছেদ।
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. So, am I clearly audible?
Yes, Prabhu.
Okay. Om Ajnanatirandhasya Jnananjanasalakaya Chakshurmilitam Jena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namah. Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Namini. Namaste Saraswati Devi गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्यदेशतारिणे वंशाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्यैव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। श्रीकृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि गौरभक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्णा हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। कृष्ण लीलामृतसार तार सत सत धार, दस के बहे जहाते से चैतन्य लीला सरोवराख्याय मनहं सचराते। जय जय श्री चैतन्य जय नित्यानंद जय अद्वैत चंद्र जय गौरभक्तवृंद। जय जय श्री चैतन्य जय नित्यानंद जय अद्वैत चंद्र जय गौरभक्तवृंद। Hare Krishna, dear devotees. So we are discussing from Adi Lila, chapter 2, Lord Chaitanya, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. The verse is Jat Advaita Brahman Panishadi Tadapyasya Tanubha Jatmantarjami Purushati Sasyam Sabhava Sadaishwariya Purna Jaya Bhagavan Sasvayamayam Na Chaitanyat Krishna Jagati Paratattam Paramya. So Krishna Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is Sadaishwariya Bhagavan. Before we were discussing that opposing party who do not accept Krishna as the Supreme Personality of Godhead, their opinion is Narayana is the original Personality of Godhead and Krishna is an incarnation of Narayana. But in this section, Srila Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami, just to explain how Krishna is full of the opulences and what are his different opulences. Therefore, he has been speaking to explain to the opposing party that Krishner Swarupar Shaktitra Gyan Jar Hoy Tar Nahi Krishna Te Gyan. So one who understands the Swarupa means what are the different features or in what different forms Krishna performs his pastimes. That is his Swarupa. In his different forms, he performs the pastimes and Sakti Pragyan or Sakti Pragyan. And his different categories, his energies, which are mostly categorized into three divisions. So one who is conversant with the different forms of Krishna and mainly his three energies, he cannot remain ignorant about Krishna. So, in starting with text number 97 from today's verse, Srila Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami, he explains what is the Swarupa and Shakti, the energy of the Supreme Lord. So starting with text number 97 until text number 100, in these four verses, Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami describes the Swarupa of Krishna, means his various forms, different forms. Previously, we have discussed about the Vilas. Vilas means uh, the forms which Krishna accepts for his pastimes. Prabhupada says pastime expansions. So it is said, just like before you are discussing, Braje Gopabhava Rame Tusha Kshatriya Bhavan Varna Vesha Vedatate Vilasatarana. So here, Balram have been taken as a Vilas Murti. Why? Balram, who has the same form as Krishna. Like Krishna has two-arm form and Balram also has two-arm form. And Krishna is acting as a cowherd boy in Vrindavan, Balram also, right? But here it is said, Varna Vesha Vedata. But the color and the dress of Balram also are different, right? Varna and Vesha, Veda. That's why he is called a Vilas. Means this is his pastime form. So now, in text number 97, Srila Krishna Kaviraj Goswami says, Krishner Swaruper Hai Sadvidha Vilas Prabhava Vaibhava Rupe Dvividha Prakash Amsa Shaktyavesha Rupe Dvividhavata Balya Pauganda Dharma Dvaita Prakar Kishore Swarupa Krishna Swayam Avatari Krida Kare Chaya Rupe Vishwa Bhavi Ei Chaya Rupe Hai Ananta Vived Ananta Rupe Karup Nahi Kichu Bhed. So now in these four verses, Krishna Kaviraj Goswami describes the Swarupa of Krishna. First he says, Krishna Swarupa is Sarvidha Vilas. So the personality of Godhead Sri Krishna enjoys himself in six primary expansions, Sarvidha Vilas. His two manifestations are Prabhava and Vaibhava. So that means Krishna as Swayamrup, he is Swayam Bhagavan. Besides his Swayamrup feature, Krishna, he also expands himself in six different forms for pastimes. What are these six different forms? If you see together in text number 97, it said Prabhava and Vaibhava. Then in 98, it is speaking about Amsa, Shakyavesh, then Balya and Pauganda. So therefore, you can say these six features are Prabhava, Vaibhava, Amsa, which is called partial incarnation, Satyavesa means empowered incarnation, then Balya, the childhood, and Pauganda, boyhood. So Krishna, he performs his pastimes in these forms. So Prabhupada writes in the purports, a small purport, but it's very informative. Now the author of Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita turns to a description of the personality of Godhead Sri Krishna in his innumerable expansions. The Lord primarily expands himself in two categories, namely Prabhava and Vaibhava. The Prabhava forms are fully patent like Sri Krishna, and the Vaibhava forms are partially patent. The Prabhava forms are manifested in relation with potencies, but the Vaibhava forms are manifested in relation with excellence. The potent Prabhava manifestations are also of two varieties, temporary and eternal. The Mohini, Hamsa, Shukla forms are manifested only temporarily in terms of a particular age. Among the other Prabhavas who are not very famous according to the material estimation are Dhanvantari, Rishabha, Vyasa, Dattastra, and Kapila. Among the Vaibhava Prakash forms are Kurma, Matsya, Narayana. So he is giving the name the Balram, Yajna, so Hari, Vaikuntha, Ajita, Bhamana, Sarvabhauma, Rishabha. So in this way, so now we need to understand from the description of Laghu Bhagavatamrita that which speaks about these manifestations of Krishna. Laghu Bhagavatamrita says, beyond this material world, Krishna exists in three forms, such as Swayam Rupa, Tadekatma Rupa, and Avesh. It is said that is in the Vaikuntha. Okay, so Krishna, he expands himself in the Parabhyam, as Tadakatmarupa Avesha, and he is also present there as Swayamrupa. But here it is said in Laghu Bhagavatamrita, Krishnasya Tatsvarupani Nurupyante Kramadhya. Now, these forms of Krishna are gradually described as such. Swayam Rupa Tadekatma Rupa Aveshanamaka. They are called the forms of Krishna, which is eternally existent in the Vaikuntha, are called Swayam Rupa, Tadekatma Rupa, and Avesha. Avesha Namaka. Ityasau Trividham Bhati Prapanchatita Dhamasu. Prapanchatita Dhamasu means the spiritual world which is beyond this material cosmos. There, these forms are eternally existent. So now you can understand, you can ask the question that this Tadekatma Rupa, Swayam Rupa, and Aveshas are the reference from Laghu Bhagavatamrita. But it seems like here Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami is giving a lot of divisions. So how to understand this? The forms included in Prabhava, Vaibhava, and Amsa forms by Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami, the same forms are included in Tadekatma Rupa in Laghu Bhagavatam. Okay, so that means there is no difference between Tadekatma Rupa and Prabhava, Vaibhava, and Amsa forms of Krishna. So these forms like Krishna's Prabhava Prakash, Vaibhava Prakash, Prabhava Vilas, Vaibhava Vilas. When you come to the Madhya Lila, then there all these forms are very elaborately described. But since we are discussing, for the sake of your understanding, we should know about all these things. So Krishna, he manifests himself in many different forms. So one of the forms is called, as here it is said, Prabhava. Prabhava Vaibhava. But when Prabhava has got Prabhava Prakasha, Prabhava Vilas. Vaibhava Prakasha, Vaibhava Vilas. We can just take from the examples to understand these forms. See, this is how you understand how Krishna is full of the opulences that only Krishna possesses. Prabhu Prakash is explained like Mahisi Vivaha Jaichi. When Krishna married 16,108 queens in Dwaraka, he expanded himself into those many forms. So those forms by which Krishna accepted the hands of the queens in Dwaraka and Jaiche Rase while performing Rasalila pastimes in Vrindavan. Krishna expands himself into many different forms. Even Brahma Vimohan Lila, when Brahma stole the cows and cups. So all these forms of Krishna are accepted as Prabhava Prakasha. Okay, then Vaibhava Prakash. Vaibhava Prakash is Balram. Then Prabhava Vilas. Now I try to understand. Prabhu Vilas is the same Balram and he expands to himself when Balram expands himself into the quadruple expansions. Vasudeva, Sankarsana, Aniruddha, Pradyumna, right? So these four quadruple expansions, these quadruple expansions are accepted, listed as Prabhava Vilasa. Okay. Then Vaibhava Vilas. So these Narayana Murtis who are present in Vaikuntha. As we know, in Chaitanya Charitamrita also again in Madhya Lila, it gives a description about different Vishnumurti forms, right? There are 24, like Narayana, Govinda, Madhusudana, Trivikrama. So all these forms are named by the different placement of the weapons in different hands of the Supreme Lord. So they are called Vaibhava Vilas. Okay. So now Prabhava Prakash is happening in Dwaraka, in Rasalila, in Brahma Viman Lila. But they're almost like Krishna. So they are called Prabhava Vilas. Then Vaibhava Prakash, Prabhava Prakash. Vaibhava Prakash is Balram. Then Prabhava Vilas is four quadruple expansions. Sankarsana, Aniruddha, Vasudeva, and Pradyumna. Then Vaibhava Vilas is when the weapons are differently arranged in four hands. They are named differently, like 24 forms. And they are called Vaibhava Vilasa. So these are the forms. And they actually descend to this world for past times. So Tadekatma Rupa. Tadekatma Rupa is when in Chaitanya Charitamrita also in Madhya Lila it is explained, Saivapu Bhinna Bhase Kichu Bhinnaka. The same body is a little differently manifested. Saivapu Bhinna Bhase Kichu Bhinnaka. And its features are a little different in transcendental emotions and form. It is called Tadekatma Rupa. So they have different, emotions. They are called Tadekatma. Then Tadekatma Rupe Vilasa Svangsha Vibhed Vilasa Svangshara Veda Vividha Vibhed. In Tadekatma Rupa, there are pastime expansions, which is called Vilasa, and personal expansion, which is called Svangsha. Consequently, there are two divisions. According to pastimes and personal expansions, there are various differences. So these forms are named differently because of different pastimes of the Supreme Lord. For example, this Krishna, even though he is originally in two-hand form, but sometimes he assumes four-hand form, right? Like when Krishna appeared in prison house of Kamsa. At that time, Krishna um, assumed form, so that is called also Vaibhav Prakash. Okay, it's a manifestation. Even in Dwaraka pastime, sometimes Krishna also becomes Chaturbhuj. That is called Prabhu Prakash. So in that way, we should not get confused to hear all these things. This is how we are trying to understand how Krishna is Sadaishwarya Purna Bhagavan. Okay, then Amsa. They are similar to Swayambhu and displays less energy than Vilas. They are called Shamsa. These are all different technicalities explained. Then Shaktiavesh. Shaktiavesh means sometimes you call Jnana Shaktiavesh avatar, Bhakti Shaktiavesh avatar. So Prithu Maharaji Shaktiavesh avatar, Narad Muni Shaktiavesh avatar, Vyasadevi Shaktiavesh avatar, Sukadeva Goswami, Sanat Kumar, Jnana Shaktiavesh avatar. So they are Shaktiavesh avatars. So now in text number 98, that is what has been said. Amsa Shaktiavesh Rupe Dvidhavatar Balya Pauganda Dharma Dvaita Prakar. Krishna's incarnations are of two kinds, namely partial and empowered. He appears in two ages, childhood and boyhood. So this Balya and Pauganda, here it is said, if you see the text, Krishna's Kaviraj Goswami says, Balya Pauganda Dharma, Dvaita Prakar. That means Krishna's form, in Krishna's pastime, these Balya and Paugandas are included. Even though as a human being, Krishna descends, but he does not go beyond Kaishara. Balya, Pauganda and Kaishara. So, but in case of a human being, ordinary living entity, we go through Balya, Pauganda, Kaishara, Jauvana, then Vardhakya, then also there is old age, disease, right? But in Krishna's body, you don't find beyond Kaishara. So this Balya means up to 5 years. Why does Krishna accepts this Balya form or boyhood form? The Pauganda is in between 5 to 10. So Krishna wants to experience Vatsalya Rasa. Vatsalya Rasa cannot be experienced in Kaishara or Jova, even Pauganda also. Because at that time, the baby is fully dependent on the mother. Even if he is hungry, he cannot express that he is hungry. He is completely dependent. Whatever bodily activities are to be executed, that has to be done through his mother. In that way, Krishna actually is not playing the role of a boy. No, that is Balya is like it's in his Swarupa in that way. Okay, when he descends in this material world, but it is not seen in the spiritual world. Krishna's birth is not there in the spiritual world, but nevertheless, when he descends just to experience Vatsalya Rasa, he assumes this Balya form. And then Pauganda. Pauganda means to experience Sakhya Rasa. So these two forms are accepted by Krishna for pastime purpose. Okay. Otherwise, there is no need. As Krishna, as the Supreme Personality of Godhead, his permanent feature is his eternal form as an adolescent youth. Kaishara, Nitya Navala Kishore. Krishna is in Kaishara form. Therefore, in the next text number 99, it explains Kishore Swarupa Krishna Swayam Avatari Kridakare Chai Rupe Vishwabhari. The personality of Godhead Sri Krishna, who is eternally an adolescent, is the primeval Lord, the source of all incarnations. He expands himself in the 6 categories of forms to establish his supremacy throughout the universe. So in that way, Krishna is Swayam Bhagavan, he is always in Kaishara. That is his Swayam Rupa. Krishna's form at adolescence is his Kaishara Rupa, his eternal form. Therefore, in Chaitanya Charitamrita it is said, Krishner Jateka Khela Sarvottama Naralila Narabapu Tahara Swarup Gopavesh Venukara Navakishore Natavar Naralilar Hoy. Lord Krishna has many pastimes. Krishna is Jatakla Sarvottam Naralila. And of these pastimes, his pastime as a human being is the best, Sarvottam Naralila. And Narabapu Tahara Swarup. Krishna's form as a human being is his Swarupa, his transcendental form. And Navakishwar Natavar Naralila. Gopavesh Venukara Navakishwar Natavar. Means Krishna, that is his form. What is that form? Cowherd boy. And he carries a flute in his hand, Natavar. He is an expert dancer. And Navakishore, he is always youth. This is Naralilar Hoyono. This is just depicting his pastime as a human being. So by knowing this, one should not get confused that Krishna is an ordinary human being. No, when we're going to discuss about his potencies, it will give us more clarity. But in any way, even in the previous verse as we discussed, a normal human being, when he is born, then he goes to Bhavanda, Kaishara, his body is undergoing different transformations, his material body, but Krishna's body is not material. It is not subject to birth, death, old age, and disease, like we are subject to, because of our karma. There's a difference. But his form as a cowherd boy who carries a flute, who is always youthful, and he is a very expert dancer, always dancing with the cowherd boys and cuffs in Vrindavan. That is just suitable for his pastime in the human being. But Krishna also assumes many different incarnations in other species of life, right? But never to be considered that when Krishna takes birth in any species, that his species is like a material form. No. Therefore, it is a Satchidanandamaya Krishna. We are going to discuss about that afterwards. Anyway. Ei chai rupe hai ananta vibhed, ananta rupe karup nahi kichu bhed. In these 6 kinds of forms, there are innumerable varieties. Although they are many, they are all one. There is no difference between them. So here Prabhupada counts these 6 different features as Prabhava, Vaibhava, empowered incarnation, personal incarnation, childhood, and boyhood. The personality of Godhead, Sri Krishna, whose permanent feature is adolescence, enjoys his transcendental proclivities by performing pastimes in these six forms. In transcendental, in these six features, there are unlimited divisions of the personality of Godhead's forms. The jivas or living beings are differentiated parts and parcels of the Lord. They are all diversities of the one without a second, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So now, uh, here, this Prabhava Prakash, Vaibhava Prakash, or Prabhava Vilas, Vaibhava Vilas. In this way, there are different innumerable forms Krishna expands. There are different, uh, there are innumerable varieties. So in that way, why? For pastime sake. Just to perform his pastime, he assumes. So Baldev Vidyabhushan comments, Ekatva Atyage नैव औचिन्त्य शक्त्या नाना रूप प्राकट्यात्. Here as it is said, अनंत रूपे एक रूप नाही किछु है. Even though Krishna manifests in unlimited varieties, in unlimited forms, but still nahi kichu hai. They are all one. That means, for the pastime sake, he appears in many forms, but tattvataha, in truth, their characteristics are identical with Krishna. Other day also we discussed about that. He assumes different forms to accomplish different tasks. And he expresses that particular emotion or performs a particular pastime which is just suitable for that time. Like he appeared as Lord Nrsimhadev to protect Prahlad Maharaj. Okay. Not that he is not God, he doesn't have full power, but he displays that much power. But his characteristics are identical with Krishna. By his inconceivable potencies, he can perform pastimes in many forms, still remains the same one absolute. Achinta Saktitva. Therefore, Gopal Tapani Upanishad says, Ego San Bahuda Yo Bhavati. Even though he is one, still he can become many, right? So, Eko Bapi Sarvagaha Krishna. Even though Krishna is one, but he is present everywhere. Like we say, Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. What is this Vasudevaya? Who is all purpose? Therefore, Vishnu Baldev Vidyabhushan says, Ekatva Atyage Naiva Achintya Saktya. By his inconceivable potency, without even compromising his oneness, he at the same time can become manifest in many different places with many different forms. It is not never to be understood like Saubhari Muni. No, Saubhari Muni can expand his body by Yoga Shakti, but it is not like Krishna. Okay? The main form of Saubhari Rishi, if he raises right hand, then all forms going to raise their right hand. But when Krishna, he expands into many forms, like in Dwaraka pastime, you see, in some places he's taking care of the children, in some places he's playing game with his wife, in some other place he's going to the temple. He's doing different things, right? So this is the difference. So Krishna, he can play many different roles. Just like we can see Krishna, one man, okay? Sometimes one person, he plays different role in drama, right? Sometimes he's playing the role of a king, sometimes the role of a poor man, sometimes the role of a very illiterate person or literate person, but same person is same. So this is a very wonderful way to understand how Krishna being one person, he can play many different roles, right? He can assume different forms and features. So there is nothing difficulty in understanding this. Then starting with text number 101 until 103, these three texts speak about Krishna's various potencies. In text number 1, it is speaking about Krishna's Chit Shakti. Or Chit Shakti also is called Antaranga Shakti or Swarup Shakti. So it is said, Chit Shakti, Swarupa Shakti, Antarangasnam, Tahara Vaibhavananta Vaikunthalidham. The Chit Shakti, which is also called Swarupa Shakti or Antaranga Shakti, displays many varied manifestations. It sustains the kingdom of God and its paraphernalia. So we know this Krishner Ananta Shakti Tatetin Pradhan, Chit Shakti, Maya Shakti, Jiva Shakti now. Right? So this verse is speaking about Chit Shakti. Then the text number 102 is speaking about Maya Shakti, and text number 103 is speaking about Jiva Shakti, which is also called Tatastha Shakti. So here this Chit Shakti is also further divided into Sambit, Sandhini, and Ladini Shakti. Sambit, Sandhini Shakti. Sandhini is his existential potency, by which he sustains everything. Okay, everything rests upon Krishna, Krishna's potency, you can say also. And then Sambit potency is the knowledge potency, by which Krishna, he knows about himself and he helps others to know about him. Then Ladini potency is his pleasure potency. And they also expands in many, right? Right here it is said, Tahara Vaibhava Ananta Vaikunthadi Dham. Like the Sandhini potency is expands in form of his abode, his mother, father, his bed, pillow, everything. Okay? And then as Ladini Shakti, Srimati Radharani, and Radharani again further expands into different gopis, even in Vaikuntha Lakshmi Devis. So these are the Vaibhava Ananta, Tahara Vaibhava Ananta Vaikunthalidham. So this is how we need to understand Krishna's potencies, Krishna's Antaranga Shakti or Swarupa Shakti, or even that is called Chit Shakti. Then text number 102 speaks about Maya Shakti Bahiranga Jagat Karan Tahar Vaibhavananta Brahmande Ragan. The eternal, the external energy called Maya Shakti is the cause of innumerable universes with varied material potencies. So here, Krishna is Maya Shakti is being described. But even though this is Krishna's Shakti, we should not be confused that it is within Krishna. This is like it is not within the Swarupa of Krishna, this Maya Shakti. Okay. Therefore, in Chaitanya Charitamrita it says, Krishna Suryasam Maya hai andhaka, jahan Krishna tahan nahi Maya. So this Maya which is existing outside of Krishna's abode, right? Maya vidasati shaktya kaivalya sthitya. Even the first verse of Srimad Bhagavatam explains, Dhamna Svena Sada Nirasta Kuhakam. Krishna's abode is forever free from Maya. Maya rahe karanabdir bahire means before Karana ocean, Maya is prevailing. After Karana ocean, there is no Maya. Okay. So Maya exists in two ways. This Maya, that is called, one is called Guna Maya and another one called Jiva Maya. So Guna Maya, what is this? Guna Maya is the equilibrium state of three modes, Sattva, Raja and Tama of Prakriti. Okay. That means when the Prakriti is in equilibrium condition state, these three, Sattva, Raja, Tama, Guna is there, but it is called Guna Maya. Okay. Then the another state of Maya by which it covers the Jiva Swarupa and by which it attracts the Jiva to the material objects, thereby Jiva identified with the concept called me and mine. That is called Jiva Maya. Okay. So again, this Jiva Maya has these two features. What is that? Avaranatmika and Vikshepatmika. Avaranatmika Shakti is that energy of Maya by which it covers the Swarupa of the Jiva. Avarana. Then Vikshepatmika Maya, it gets the Jiva attracted to material objects. Therefore, he identified with the objects as his own, me and mine, right? So this is how Lord is the cause of everything. So in that way, Krishna is the principal ingredient and efficient cause. Krishna is Nimitta Karan and Upadan Karan of the universe. But the Guna Maya is subsidiary ingredient cause. And Jiva Maya is subsidiary efficient cause. Maya is without consciousness. This external energy is Jada. It's not Chit. There is no Jnana. Hence, there is no activity in it. But Maya Dhakshana Prakriti, being activated by the Lord, it produces effects. Right? Therefore, this the Guna Maya, which is the ingredient cause, it is helping in creating this cosmos, but it is secondary cause, it is not primary cause. So in that way, Krishna is primary cause, but this Maya is secondary cause. Okay. Then in text number 103, he is speaking about Tatastha Shakti, Jiva Shakti. Jiva Shakti Tatasthakhya nahi jar anta mukhya teen shaktitar vibhed ananta. The marginal potency which is between these two consists of the numberless living beings. These are the three principal energies which have unlimited categories and subdivisions. Okay. So, Jiva Shakti, which is called Tatastha Shakti, this Jiva Shakti of the Lord is defined in Vishnu Puran as Vishnu Shakti Parapukta Kshatra Gyakhya Tatha Para Avidya Karma Sanyanya Tritiya Shakti Vishyate. So they are the same, okay? Chit Shakti, Maya Shakti and Jiva Shakti. Where Bhagavad Gita says, Parivita Spanyam Prakriti Vidyam Param Jiva Bhuta Mahavana. So Jiva, who is a Prakriti, is accepted as Shakti. Jiva Shakti Tadasthakya, which is called Tadastha Shakti. As we see the explanation from Srila Jiva Goswami in Paramatma Sandhava, here the Jiva being Prakriti, right? In Aparayamita Stunyam Prakriti, Vidhime Param, that is Paraprakriti. If Jiva is Prakriti, then why it is called energy? Srila Jiva Goswami says, Prakriti Visheshatvena Tasya Shaktikvam. Prakriti Vishesh, even though it is Prakriti, but it has been accepted as his Shakti. Jiva Shakti is Tadastha Shakti. Why Tadastha Shakti? Just like if you take the example of the land which is just touching the ocean, okay, that land cannot be taken with the land which is inside the ocean, nor can that land can be taken with the land which is existing away from the bank, right? So in that way, it is said that this Jiva Shakti neither in the Swarupa of the Lord, nor it is Maya Shakti. So this is exclusively taken as Tatastha Shakti. Even the Krishna Ananta Shakti, Krishna has got unlimited potencies, but they are divided into these three: Antaranga, Bahiranga, Tatastha kahi ja rahe, and then Antaranga Swarup Shakti Savar ho pade. The Antaranga, which is Swarup Shakti, is topmost, is beyond this Jiva Shakti and Maya Shakti. And then in Antaranga Shakti also, when you see, they are divided into Sandhini, Sambit, and Ladini. Ladini is the topmost. That means of all the potencies of Krishna, Ladini potency is topmost. We should understand this. So Prabhupada, he writes in his purport, the internal potency of the Lord, which is called Chit Shakti or Antaranga Shakti, exhibits variegatedness in the transcendental Vaikuntha cosmos. Besides ourselves, there are unlimited numbers of liberated living beings who associate with the personality of Godhead in its innumerable features. So in this connection, you can understand that the jivas who are in the Vaikuntha, they may be Nitya Mukta Jiva or Baddha Mukta Jiva, but they are in the category of Tatastha Shakti. Okay? Never to be understood that once the Jiva becomes liberated from this material world, then they can be included into his Swarupa Shakti or Antaranga Shakti. No. Jiva is serving the Supreme Lord, being favored by his Antaranga Shakti, but Jiva always remains as Tatastha Shakti, even in Vaikuntha. So this is how we are different from Mayavadis. Mayavadi says when they become liberated, they become one. But we say no, Jiva is always Jiva Shakti. So in that way, Prabhupada further explains, the material cosmos displays the external energy in which the conditioned living beings are provided all liberty to go back to the personality of Godhead after leaving the material tabernacle. The Shweta Shweta Upanishad informs us, न तस्य कार्यम करणं च विद्यते न तत् समश्चाभ्यतिकश्च दृश्यते परस्य शक्तिर्विविधैव श्रूयते स्वाभाविक ज्ञान बलत्रयात्. The Supreme Lord is one without a second. He has nothing to do personally, nor does he have material senses. No one is equal to him or greater than him. He has unlimited variegated potencies of different names, which exist within him as autonomous attributes and provide him full knowledge, power, and pastimes. So Krishna's pastimes, Krishna is Swarupa Shakti Eka Sahaya. When Krishna desires to do anything, he performs this with the help of Swarupa Shakti. And the Swarupa Shakti is self-equipped That means it makes Krishna know about his power, pastimes, everything. Full knowledge. It provides full knowledge to Krishna. Okay. हेमतो स्वरूपगण आरतीन शक्ति सभार आश्रय कृष्ण कृष्णे सभार स्थिति. Now, after describing Krishna's various forms, which is his swarupa and his pretenses, now Krishna's Kaviraj Goswami, he gives a conclusion. These are the principal manifestations and expansions of the personality of Godhead and his three energies. There are like 6 ways Krishna manifests himself, and he has got 3 main potencies. They are all emanations from Say Krishna, the transcendence. They have their existence in him. Then in text number 105 it says, Jadyapi Brahmanda Ganer Purushashroy Se Purushari Savar Krishna Mulashroy. So we have before discussed about this, that Purusha, Garbhodakshai Vishnu, Karandakshay Vishnu, and Kshudakshay Vishnu, these 3 Purusha forms of the Lord, even though they create and they maintain the universe, but actually their source is Krishna. Even we say, Etan Nana Bataranam Nidhanam Vijamadhyam. The Garbhodakshai Vishnu is giving seeds. Etan Nana Avatara means all these forms of Krishna, he is Swayam Rupa, his expansions, plenary expansions, and parts and parcels like Avesha, Shakti, and even Jivas. They are all emanating, they are all coming from Garbhodakshai Vishnu, but Garbhodakshai Vishnu also again incarnation of Karanadakshay Vishnu, and Karanadakshay Vishnu is originally coming from the Mula Sankarsana, and Mula Sankarsana is actually coming from Krishna. So in that way, Krishna's Svabhara Sthiti, they are all in Krishna. That means the innumerable incarnations of Krishna who are accepted as God, but their Bhagavata is dependent on Krishna's Bhagavata. Means they are actually God because they are coming from Krishna. Anyar Bhagavata. But Krishna is not dependent on any other forms. Jadyapi Brahmanda Ganer Purusha Asroy say Brahmanda Krishabha Krishna Mulasa. Like you know, what is that verse in Brahma Samhita? Jasya Kanishustakala Mathavalanga Jivanti Loma Dandanath. When Mahavishnu he breathes out, innumerable universes become manifest. And then when he breathes in, everything goes inside his body. So in that way, he is the Ashraya, but Krishna is Mula Ashraya. Although the 3 Purushas are the shelter of all the universes, Lord Krishna is the original source of the Purushas. Swayam Bhagavan Krishna, Krishna Sarvasvai, Paramaishvara Krishna, Sarvasastrikai. Thus, the personality of Godhead Sri Krishna is the original prime member Lord, the source of all other expansions, all the revealed scriptures except Sri Krishna as the Supreme Lord. Sadai Saryapurna Bhagavan, Ishvara. Who is Ishvara? Kartum akartum annatha kartum samartha. Here it is said, Param Ishvara. Krishna is Parameshwar. Why Parameshwar? He can do anything and he can undo anything. And he can do something and he can do otherwise as well. Therefore, he is God. As you know, there's a famous pastime of Prabhupada. One time, a person approached Prabhupada and he asked this question. He said, Swamiji, can your God create a mountain which he cannot lift it? then Prabhupada is more clever than this gentleman because he knows that Krishna is Parameshwar. Why? Kartum akartum anyatha kartum. He will anyatha kartum. He will do something and again he can do otherwise as well. So Prabhupada said, yes, Krishna can create a mountain which he cannot lift, then next time he will lift it. That is how he is God. So people do not understand who Krishna is. And Krishna should be understood from his devotees. And therefore, in text number 107, this is the proof of that Sadaishwarya Purna Jaya Bhagavan. How he is Sadaishwarya Purna? Ishwaraha Paramah Krishna. Krishna is Parama Ishwar. As we said, Kartum Akartum Anyatha Kartum Samartha. He is Parameshwar. Parama means he is accompanied by Shaktis. Para, transcendental, Ma, Shakti. That is Lakshmi Swarup, Adharani. All these energies, they are included in him. And he is Satchidananda because Krishna is having Satchidanandamai Krishna Swarup. The Krishna's form is is eternal, full of knowledge and bliss. So in that way, his body is not like our bodies. Even though Krishna incarnates in many different forms, those incarnations are also having his functions are having Satchidananda Vigraha. Okay. Then Anadir Adi Govinda. He is the original personality of Godhead. The different Purusha incarnations, Jugavatar, Gunavatar, Manantaravatara, is the cause of all causes. He is the cause of all these incarnations. Eshav Siddhanta Tumi Janabhalomate Tavu Purva Pakhakaro Amachala. The Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami, he is assuming a very humble role. That's why he's saying to the one who is arguing with him, he's saying, you actually, you know all the conclusions of the scriptures very well. You create these logic arguments just to agitate. Ama chalaite. Means, actually, here he is saying that, but you just want to discuss with me, that's why you are asking this question to me. And similarly, when you are asked with a question by the opposite party, we don't have to become very much aggressive in our approach. We should not find fault with them. Neither should we think that, they are in ignorance, they do not know. But we should have, here Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami says, as a preacher, we should be humble in our approach. A learned man who has thoroughly studied the scriptures cannot hesitate to accept Sri Krishna as the Supreme Personality of Godhead. If such a man argues about this matter, certainly he must be doing so to agitate the minds of his opponents. Shri Krishna Avatari Brajendra Kumar Apane Chaitanya Rupe Kaila Avatar. That same Lord Krishna, the fountainhead of all incarnations, is known as the son of the king of Braja. He has descended personally as Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Brajendra Nandana Ji Satisuta Hayasi, Balaram Bhujalita. So in that way, that Brajendra Nandan, he has appeared as the son of Mother Sachi. So here he is Chaitanya Gosai. Ataib Chaitanya Gosai Paratattva Sima Tare Khirodo Sai Kahi Ki Tar Mahima. Therefore, Lord Chaitanya is the supreme absolute truth. To call him Kyodoksai Vishnu does not add to his glory. So we should not be mistaken that not Chaitanya Krishna Jagati Paratattvam Paratattva. That's why they said that Krishna Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is Paratattva. Saita Bhaktir Vakyo Noebhya Vichari Sakala sambhavitate jate avatari. But such words from the lips of a sincere devotee cannot be false. All possibilities abide in him, for he is the primeval Lord. अवतारी देह सब अवतारेर स्थिति केहो को न मते कहे जे मन जार मति. All other incarnations are situated in potential form in the original body of the primeval Lord. Thus, according to one's opinion, one may address him as any one of the incarnations. Small purport. It is not contradictory for a devotee to call the Supreme Lord by one of the various names of his plenary expansions, because the original personality of Godhead includes all such categories. Since the plenary expansions exist within the original person, one may call him by any of these names. In Sri Chaitanya Bhagavata Madhya Lila, chapter 6, text number 95, Lord Chaitanya says, I was lying asleep in the ocean of milk, but I was awakened by the call of Nara. The Advaita Prabhu, here the Lord refers to his form as Kshudaksai Vishnu. Right. When Krishna Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says, I was sleeping in the Kshuda ocean, milk ocean, you should not be misunderstood that, oh, he is Kshudaksai Vishnu. No, he in form of Kshudaksai Vishnu was awakened by the call of Narayana Advaitacharya. Krishna ke kahe kyo naro narayan kyo kahe Krishna hoy sakshad Bhavan. Some say that Krishna is directly Naranarayan. Others say that he is directly Bhavan. Kyo kahe Krishna Khirodosai avatar asambhava nahe satya vachan savar. Some says that Krishna is incarnation of Kshudaksai Vishnu. None of these statements is impossible. Each is as correct as the others. So Prabhupada says, by taking reference from Bhagavad Gita, according to the intimate relationship between Sri Krishna, the primeval Lord, and his devotees, the Puranas, the Puranas describe him by various names. Sometimes he is called Narayana, sometimes Indra, Vamana, the younger brother of Indra, king of heaven, and sometimes Kshudaksai Vishnu. Sometimes he is called the thousand-headed Sheshanaga, and sometimes the Lord of Vaikuntha. So when we read Laghu Bhagavatamrita with Chaitanya Charitamrita, Krishna Tattva becomes very, very crystal clear. There will be no confusion for the devotees. Therefore, the last verse, text number 115, Kyaho kahe paravyame narayana hari sakala sambhavi krishne jate avatari. Some call him Hari or Narayana of the transcendental world. Everything is possible in Krishna, for he is the primary. So Krishna is actually the cause of all causes. He is Adinarayana, and actually he is not an incarnation of Narayana. Rather, Narayana is coming from him. So in that way, Krishna is the Supreme Lord. When you understand him through studying his Swarupa and potencies, it becomes very, very clear. So I think we can conclude. Oh, there are only a few verses. Maybe we should conclude this chapter today. Okay, Savo Sota Ganera Kari Charana Bandhan Esava Siddhanta Suna Kari Yakaman. I offer my obeisances unto the feet of all who hear or read this discourse. Kindly hear with attention the conclusion of all these statements. Siddhanta baliya chitte nakarolas, iha haite Krishna lage suddha manas. A sincere student should not neglect the discussion of such conclusions, considering them controversial. For such discussions strengthen the mind. Thus, one's mind becomes attached to Sri Krishna. See, therefore, we have taken this as the subject of study in our Chaitanya Charitamrita teachings class. That Siddhanta is speaking about the conclusions. And when you understand the conclusions clearly, then your mind will become attached to Krishna. There is no confusion about accepting Krishna as the personality of God. And his various pastimes, his forms, his beauties, everything is very nicely known to the devotee. Okay, as a nice purport, let us read this. There are many students who, in spite of reading the Bhagavad Gita, misunderstand Krishna because of imperfect knowledge and conclude him to be an ordinary historical personality. This one must not do. One should be particularly careful to understand the truth about Krishna. If because of laziness one does not come to know Krishna conclusively, one will be misguided about the cult of devotion, like those who declare themselves advanced devotees and imitate the transcendental symptoms sometimes observed in liberated souls. So, when we read without being lazy and wasting our time in some other ways, when we come and study Chaitanya Charitamrita, our concept about Krishna will become very clear. Very clear. Prabhupada is saying, Shastra Jukte Sunipun Dra Shraddha Jar Uttam Adhikari Sei Taraya Sansar. A person who is expert in understanding the conclusion of the revealed scriptures and who fully surrenders to the cause of the Lord is actually able to deliver others from the clutches of material existence. Srila Rupa Goswami, in his Upadesamrita, text 3, advises that to make rapid advancement in the cult of devotional service, one should be very active and should persevere in executing the duties specified in the revealed scriptures and confirmed by the spiritual master. Accepting the path of liberated souls and the association of pure devotees enriches such activities. So in that way, when we read the scripture like Chaitanya Charitamrita, then we get full understanding about Krishna Tattva. Then there is no question of we becoming a imitator or having any confusion. Therefore, it is highly advised in the beginning of Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita that everybody should know about Krishna. Then his mind will become attached to him. Chaitanya Mahima Jani Esov Siddhante Chitta Drudha Haya Lage Mahima Jnana Haite. By such conclusive studies, I know the glories of Lord Chaitanya. Only by knowing these glories can one become strong and fixed in attachment to Krishna, to him. Chaitanya Prabhur Mahima Kahivar Tare Krishner Mahima Kahi Kariya Vistare. Just to enunciate the glories of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, I have tried to describe the glories of Sri Krishna in details. Chaitanya Gosai Re Tattva Nirupan Swayam Bhagavan Krishna Brajendra Nandan. The conclusion is that Lord Chaitanya is the Supreme Personality of Godhead Krishna, the son of King of Braja. Shiro Paragunath Padejaras Chaitanya Charitamrito Kahe Krishnadas. Praying at the lotus feet of Sri Rupa and Sri Raghunath, always desiring their mercy, I, Krishnadas, narrate Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita, following in their footsteps. Thus end the Bhaktivedanta purports to Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita, Adilila, second chapter, describing Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu as the Supreme Personality of God. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram. Now we can take questions.